10 years ago, I ran my very first marathon here at Surf City. I was slow, I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought running marathons would always feel exciting. Since then, I've had some highs, but the last couple of years have mostly been lows. Sometimes the marathon you need isn't the one that you run fast. It's the one where you don't abandon yourself when it gets hard. This year, I came back not to be faster, but to see who I've become. In 2016, I ran without thinking. I didn't overanalyze. I didn't catastrophize. 10 years later, there's more stress, more burnout, and a lot more noise in my head, especially with my job that had started to spill into my running. I found myself favoring the treadmill more to get a workout done than partaking in the joy of running outside. So I started looking for something that would quiet it. I found it in a place I didn't expect: Radiohead. I found Radiohead late in life. Sorry, I just didn't listen to them when I was in high school in the late 90s. But better late than never, and that felt kind of perfect. What surprised me wasn't the music. It was actually watching Tom York dance on stage. Now, I'm trying to avoid a copyright strike here, but I found a clip of a Research concert online, and here he is. He's older, not trying to be impressive. He just moves and performs despite what the keyboard warriors may think. And somewhere in that, I realized maybe that's just enough. I don't need to keep chasing for PRs or BQs. This was my last long run before the race.
Good morning, it's January 23rd, and we're 9 days away from the Surf City Marathon. I'm here on my last long run of this training cycle, 10 miles easy. I'm really glad for this last long run. I'm so sick and tired of long runs. I've had 4 consecutive weeks of long runs. Let's see, I ran 14 miles, then 18, and then 15 last week. Even though I had a cold, it wasn't all that great of a run. And then today, because I'm starting to taper, only 10 miles. So I'm glad that it's a shortest distance of the long runs. And I'm also glad that I didn't have to run 20 miles. I really hate 20 miles. There's something about it that just messes me up psychologically, that 20 miles. 18, yeah, it's long, but for some weird reason, it's a lot more tolerable. Just taking a little breather here at the halfway point, a little over 5 miles. This feels a little harder today, the first 5 miles, even though it shouldn't have, because normally my easy runs are 5 miles and I'm able to do them without any problems. But I think today I'm just feeling the overall accumulation effects of fatigue from all of those long runs. Then also been working a lot of crazy hours, been working a lot of swing shifts, so I'm coming home at like 3 in the morning, or overnight shifts, so I'm coming home at 8 in the morning. Now it's noontime because I got up really late this morning because my body doesn't know what time it is actually. This is the low point of marathon training. I really hate this point where you're just a week or 2 away and you're exhausted. And you multiply that by over 10 years of marathon running and all of those long runs I've done, you can imagine that my body is just wanting a break. I can't take a break out here. I mean, I'm kind of far from home and there's just no easy way to get an Uber here from El Segundo Beach unless I walk up there. But I have no choice. I gotta run the 5 miles back home. So guess I'll see you there.
I put on this Radiohead playlist I've made. Songs like Reckoner and Lotus Flower. They weren't fast, they didn't hype me up, but they were peaceful. I still took breaks. It still wasn't pretty, but I finished the last mile without stopping, and for the first time in a while, I felt proud of how I stayed with this long run. It wasn't a pretty 10-mile performance, but it got done. It reminded me that sometimes moving forward doesn't have to look strong. It just has to be honest. The 2026 Surf City Marathon Flat Lay Edition. So here is my gear that I will be wearing tomorrow. We got the tank top from Lululemon. And yes, that's the tank top that I had bought during the Lululemon 5K Run for the Roses pop-up shop with my 25% discount. Yay. Got my trusty flip belt. And then got my shorts from Wiesel because I like the side pockets. Plenty of space to
bringing all these gels, and I'm gonna bring some salt tabs. Then of course, I got my trusty Nike Vaporfly 3s, size 8.5, so going a full size up from what I normally wear. And then it's gonna be sunny tomorrow, so definitely got my sunglasses.
Speaking of sunny, it was going to be one of the warmer or hotter Surf City marathons in recent memories. You may recall there were some years that we had a storm watch and that it might have been a swim run event. Not this year, nothing but sunshine.
4:54 a.m. and as per usual, I'm here on Beach Boulevard trying to get into the parking lot. I'm seriously only 0.3 miles away from the parking lot, but you know how it goes. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to sit in this traffic to get to the entrance. I've done this 11 times now, so I know. Or actually, this is the 11th time. Okay, we made some progress. In 15 minutes, we got to 0.2 miles. Still got to pay for parking, but I'll be okay. It's 5:10 and the bib pickup doesn't start until 5:30, so I'm good on time. It's $20 to park. I remember the good old days, 2016, I think it was like $15 to park, but that's inflation for you, right? I made it to the parking lot with plenty of time. Remember, I still have to pick up my bib because I chose to do race day bib pickup because there's no way I was going to come down to Huntington Beach 2 times in a row to pick up my bib and then run the race. I feel kind of relaxed this morning because for the first time in the 11 entries into the Surf City Marathon, I'm not running with a clear finish time. As you know by now, if you've been following my vlogs, I've always tried to go for a sub 4 or sub 4-ish or a little over 4-hour finish, and then I would stress myself out. I've gotten 2 sub 4 finishes here at Surf City, but the other finishes were kind of all over the place. I'm actually not in shape for a sub 4 finish. I didn't do many marathon pace workouts, so I'm being realistic here, and I think that comes with experience. You just know what your limitations are, and you know not to push it too much and then get disappointed, and then it ruins the whole race experience. Hence why, in talking with my coach, I was telling him that I was looking to finish around 4:15-ish. I have the LA Marathon coming up in about 6 weeks, so I don't want to push myself too hard. Then I have a big international trip next week. So we'll treat this more as a long run. A long run for LA Marathon. It's more of a dress rehearsal because it is 26.2 miles with water and fueling stations. Time to get my racing shoes on, and then we'll head into the expo, pick up my bib, and drop off my stuff and get ready.
Walking in the start corral, I had a choice to make. For years, I would have lined up with the 4-hour group, even when it scared me. But this time, I didn't want to race fearfully. My goal was simple: start around 9:45 pace, settle in, and see what I had. That put me with the 4:20 group. Not because it was safe, but because it was intentional. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't chasing a PR. I was choosing how I wanted to run. I was feeling good and stuck with the pace group up until mile 14 when some old injuries reared their ugly heads.
Well, we just passed mile 14 and my left sciatic nerve was like, nope, tightening up. Oh well, it was fun while it lasted, so it's all right, whatever. I know I'm gonna finish it. I only have 12 miles or 12.2 miles left. Think of it as that 12-mile run I was supposed to do a couple of weeks ago at marathon pace, but I ended up doing more of a run walk, so it'll be more or less the same. 10 years ago, the younger me would have been like, this sucks. But I'm 10 years older, and it is what it is. It's all right. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be a long run for the LA Marathon, so yeah, it's cool. So I'm gonna take a couple more seconds here, and then I'll run at my own pace. Mile 16, so we got 10 more miles. 10 more miles like last week's long run. So gonna do some creative math here. Remember, that's 2 5 easy runs. Yeah, 2 5-mile easy runs. I can do this. Meanwhile, the half marathoners, they only have 1 more mile left on this stretch of PCH because I still gotta go onto the beach path. This is where we split, half marathoners this way, full marathoners that way to the beach path. Got a little under 10 miles left to go. Whew, marathon. That's what I am. I'm a marathoner. Okay, now on the beach path. Mile 17, so single digits territory here.
I was still having a hard time running in general, and the 4:30 pacer had passed me.
I think I'm going to turn in the worst marathon finish, but whatever. It's not going to be pretty, but at least I know I'll finish it.
Run, walk, whatever it takes for me to get to the next mile marker.
Mile 18, will you look at that? That was my longest run for this marathon training cycle. Mile freeze, pain relief ahead. You know what? I might go for it. Maybe it'll help out my left hip. Can you do my left? Yeah, that's good. Okay, great, thank you. Not sure that's gonna help, but it did feel good. Mile 20, woohoo. Yeah, mile 20. Basically a 10K. So just think of running a 10K, like the Manhattan Beach 10K. You know, I like that race. Yay, that's what I like to see. The turnaround sign. Yeah, the turnaround sign. Woohoo! The turnaround. Yeah, turn around. Woo! I took an extra wide turn there to avoid the 2 little girls holding the sign because I didn't want to get them into the video. I don't want to put somebody else's little kids in my vlog. It's a little weird, right? After all, I don't want to be a creep, right? I don't want to be a creep about putting somebody else's kids in my vlog. Mile 21. Woohoo! 5.2 miles left, so that's like my usual easy run, right? And just to get me to the finish line in one piece, I think I'll turn on my special playlist.
That playlist, of course, was Radiohead's more electronic, experimental songs in the last 15 years designed to keep me loose and mentally engaged.
I like that message, grit. That's what we're doing right now. We're showing grittiness. Mile 22. 4 more miles. And there's a speedometer there. Oh, I can't really tell, but this speedometer, I'm going a little too slow for it to register. 23 miles, a little over a 5K left. It's like 3.2 miles left, a little over a 5K.
I didn't need to be faster anymore. I needed to stay. This isn't about proving anything now. It's about not turning away or walking off the course. The 4:45 pacer had just passed me at this point, so I already knew that I was going to turn in my slowest Surf City Marathon finish. But you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to stand here for the next several seconds and enjoy the view and the privilege of being able to run outside on a beautiful day at the beach.
Mile 24, 2.2 miles left. Just remember, I did run 2 miles yesterday, so just pretend it was yesterday.
The sounds of the ocean, my playlist, the few people cheering on the beach path weren't just pushing me, they were moving with me. I've run faster marathons, but I don't think I've run a kinder one. I stopped to take a swig with just a little over a mile to go because I would rather take care of myself now than want to die of thirst at the finish line. Besides, I have the time.
1.2 miles left, so that's like, what, 2 kilometers? Something like that. Love the sign.
Let's go! Woo!
In regards to that second sign, ask my husband.
At this point, I was looking forward to getting off the beach path and coming back onto PCH. Yay! Back onto PCH with just a little under a mile to go. My glutes and my back just had to hold up for a little under a mile, but at least my mind was with it during the entire race. The 26-mile marker has always been emotional for me. It's a reminder that the end is near, just under a lap on the track, and that I can keep it together for another 2 minutes. I don't need momentum, I just need motion. Who cares if this was going to be my slowest Surf City Marathon time? Who cares if I had been passed by a few pace groups? Or the irony of intentionally starting slow to go even slower today. There would be no cool collage to post on social media about how I am faster now today than I was 10 years ago when I first ran this race. But I stuck with it, exhausted, tired, and in pain. Sometimes finishing is the bravest pace you can choose. Now let's go get a medal to add to my 10 other Surf City Marathon wins. This isn't the marathon I trained for, but it's the marathon I needed. I didn't chase a time today. I stayed, I listened, I kept moving, and somehow that was enough.
Oh, see water up ahead. I am unbelievably thirsty, and my back is killing me. Water. Thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you. Yes, definitely need the coconut water.
Then there was my favorite post-race drink, which was a free sample of Yakult. Then I saw some people dancing as I was trying to spot out my friend group. One thing that Surf City does really well is the DJ at the post-race party. I don't care if I'm sore and I want to jump into an ice bath. I was going to try my best to dance with whatever body part that wasn't sore at that moment, but I was going to be dipping low. I had taken so long to finish that my friends who had ran the half marathon had already gotten to the restaurant for food and drinks. Boy, was that the hardest half-mile walk post-race, but I needed it. I needed to keep my body moving, or if I had stayed still too long, my back and glutes would have locked up. Eventually, I successfully hobbled over to the restaurant. As we were commiserating over our race experiences, I enjoyed the best ever regular Coke.
Ignore how messy my car is, but it feels so good to get out of these shoes. My feet feel fine. I don't think I blistered. I shouldn't because it was a pretty flat course except for that uphill portion. I was never so glad to see the finish line. Of my 11 times running the course, today was the toughest. But it's okay. At least I finished, I didn't DNF, so it's all good. Plus, I got to hang out with my friends afterwards and sharing our own race experiences. Because with a big race like this, it's a collective effort. I like how it didn't matter what distance you were running, everybody just seemed really supportive. There was this runner who fell around mile 14, so of course, we all checked in on him, but he was okay. He got up and was able to run, so it was all good, but whew, that kind of freaked me out a little bit there. Was it my best time? No, I think this was one of my worst marathon finishing times. Then again, I didn't come into this race thinking that I was going to set a PR and definitely not a BQ. It was more of a reminder of what running a marathon feels like because I haven't ran 26.2 miles since last year's LA Marathon. Remember, I was supposed to run the Big Bear full marathon in November, but then the course changed to a half because of the mudslides destroying the course. So I've been out of the game for some time, plus dealing with all sorts of injuries in the second half of last year. My back seized up on me, but I kept going. I'm 10 years older from when I first started running the marathon distance, and actually it was the Surf City Marathon. Things were a lot different then. I think I was a little bit more hard on myself if I didn't meet my racing goals. But now, 10 years later, yeah, so I didn't meet my race goals, but I'm okay with it. I'm just happy that I finished and that I got in a good long run for LA Marathon that's supposed to happen in 5-6 weeks. And most importantly, build up resilience, just working through the back pain, just working through the frustrations. And eventually I got to the finish line. As you can see, I'm invested in running for the long term. There are going to be some races that I'm going to feel like $1 million, but then there are going to be some races where the results were nowhere near my race goals. But to keep your eye on the bigger purpose on hand, which is to lean into the hobbies that make you happy. And running still does, even though at mile 14, I was almost ready to throw in the towel, but I'm okay now.
Here's my time. I was so unconcerned about my time that I didn't check the results until after dinner time. 10 years ago, I drove away from this race thinking a marathon was about how fast you could go. Today, I'm leaving knowing it's really about how willing you are to stay, even when things don't go your way. I didn't come back to Surf City to be who I was in 2016. I came back to see who I am now. If you're watching this because your marathon didn't go the way you planned, you didn't fail. You learned something you couldn't have learned any other way. So keep going. That's right. Keep going with me. I'll see you at the LA Marathon. So make sure to like this video and subscribe so we can run together, or at least listen to Radiohead together.